So all the videos so far, I've shown you that given two points, we can always find out an equation for the line passing through those 2 points. So for example, if you look at this here, as soon as you have a straight line, jump to this inside your mind, mx plus c, and then from 2 points, you can always find out the m. With 2 points, you can always find out the m. So the m would be this divided by this. And then well, the c is still unknown, so you would select any point on this line. It could be here, but you don't know what this point is. It could be a point here, but you don't know what this point is. But you do know this point, and you do know this point. So you can use either this one or this one here. Okay, but the thing is, you always need you always need 2 points. Suppose I were to give you just 1 point here, and then ask you to find out the equation of this line. Well, a line passing through 1 point. How do you know if it's this line here or if it's this line here? The point is, when you're given 1 point, you don't know which line to find out. Would you find out this line, or would you find out this line, or would you find out this line here? So you're always given 2 points. So when you have y equals mx plus c, you're normally given 2 points. As soon as you have 2 points, it doesn't matter where. Here, if you want, then here, you know there's a unique line. Well, unique means one of the kind. Well, if I give you 1 point here and ask you to find out the equation of this line here, well, it could be this line, it could be this line, it could be this line. Well, you always need 2 points. But the thing is, sometimes we hang on, y equals mx plus c. So sometimes they would give you, let's say, they would give you the gradient of saying that, oh, I've got a line. Let's say it has a gradient of 3, okay, and it passes through 1 point. Well, hang on. Let's look at this here. If you could be given a question where, oh, a line has a gradient of 3 and it passes through let's say 2, 3. Okay, so hang on. Let's change this to a 4. Okay, hang on. So now, so in the past we've always given 2 points, and then we can find out the equation of the line. But here they could rearrange your question. They could change your question slightly. So they could say, oh, we've got a line that has a gradient of 3, so you know m already, but it passes through this point here. So you need to find out what c is. So hang on. So a line of gradient 3. Let's say this line here. Okay. Look at this line here. It has a gradient of 3. But if suppose you weren't given this, you weren't given where it passes through. So if you're asked, oh, I've got a line that has a gradient of 3. Find out the equation of that line. Well, you can't, because it could be this line here. Okay, or it could be this line here. This line here also has a gradient of 3. Okay, hang on, is it 3? Yeah, this line here has a gradient of 3. So if you're asked, find out the equation of a line that has a gradient of 3, well, you haven't got enough information. It could be hang on, let me clear this. It could be this line here. Whether it could be this line here. You see, this line here has a gradient of 3. This one here also has a gradient of 3 here. Okay, so how do you know? Well, you could, if they're asking you to find out the equation of line that has a gradient of 3, you could, well, how do you know? Well, you could find out the equation for this line or for this line. Well, this line here also has a gradient of 3. Well, how do you know which one to... Well, the point is, you haven't got enough information. You need something else, and they normally have to give you 1 point that this gradient passes through. Okay, hang on. So let me bring this back up. So here, if they're asking you to find out the gradient of a line that passes, well, a line has a gradient of, let's say, m equals 3 and it passes through let's say 2 comma 4. Well, to answer this question here, you hang on, here you've got a line that has a gradient of 3. Okay, now if it passes through the is 2 comma 4, 2 comma 4 would be here, 2 comma 4 would be here. Okay, 2 here, comma 4. So it's saying it has a gradient of 3. Yeah, it has a gradient of 3 and it passes through 2 comma 4. That means it has to. Whoops, hang on. That means it has to go through here. So it has to be this line here. It cannot be over here because it doesn't cross. It doesn't pass through 2 comma 4. So it has to be this line here. Okay, so when it's saying, oh, find out the equation of this line, it has a gradient of 3, which is true for this line here. It has a gradient of 3, and it passes through 2 comma 4, which is good because it passes through here. So basically, you want to know the equation of this line, and look at this. The intercept is minus 2, but pretend you didn't know the intercept. So to answer this question here, we would do this. Hang on. So suppose you're given this question here. This is all that you're given. So start by writing it's a straight line. So it's going to be mx plus c. Now, you know the gradient. So let's put that in here. Okay, in here. So it'd be y equals 3x plus c. Now you know it passes through 1 point. So just find out c. So this is your x. So let's put that into here. This is your y, so let's put that into here. Okay. So now now it will be hang on, y. Well, 4 equals 3 times x. 3 times x. Well, don't forget x is 2, so 3 times 2 will be 6 plus c. So now take away 6 from both sides. So c equals minus 2, which is true in our diagram here. But you're not always given the graph to play around with. So for example, let's sorry, hang on. So the equation here is you know the gradient is 3 by the question. The gradient is 3, so it's 3x, and then plus c. Well, you know c here is minus 2, so it's so the equation of this line here is 3x minus 2. So my point is, in the past we've always used 2 points to find out the equation of the line. We could rearrange a question and say, oh, I've got a line that has a gradient of 3 and it passes through here. So that's all that you need. Just 2 pieces of information, and then you can find out the equation of this line. Okay. So for example, let's say this question. Oh, this is okay. Let's in the next video I will give you some practice. Okay.